Hi ladies, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. It just cut off my live. I don't know what happened, but welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let me turn off my jams. All right, so let's get this started. I want to respect everyone's time. Like I said, this is going to be recorded for those who couldn't make it or for those who have to leave sooner than later. This will be recorded. I'm super, super excited about our guest tonight. I'm excited about this live. For those of you who are on and don't know who I am, my name is Jen-Lisette Burnett. I am your local real estate expert here in Central Florida and in South Florida and everything in between pretty much. I also work with a portfolio of investors. I assist them with finding really ugly houses, nasty houses, and wholesaling those homes to them for profit, right? They flip for profit. But I'm also the owner and founder of the JB Experience. And that's why we're here tonight. The JB Experience is pretty much a platform where women can come together. They can share their expertise professionally and their experiences personally, right? It's where wellness, family, lifestyle, and business all meet. And this coming May, my birthday month, I am hosting my very, very, very first JBX Escape. It's going to be retreat style. It's going to be a 2-day event. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight as well. So I'm super, super excited about that. But I'll share more details later on this evening. So tonight, if you read my caption, I'm going to be bringing on Miss Nikki B. I actually met her a few months back. Gorgeous woman, super tall, absolutely fabulous. And, you know, sometimes you get a little intimidated, like, oh my gosh, she's too good for me to talk to her, right? But she was so amazing and so cool and so down to earth. Talking to her was like, I knew her for years. So I'm super excited to bring her on. Let me see who's on. Hey, Myra. Hey, Sade. Hey, Joyce. Joyce. Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. Excited for the JBX experience, the retreat. Yes. I'm excited as well. It's my first one, ladies. But I'm super excited. I think we all can use a getaway. I mean, I need a getaway right now. So I may need to do one now and my birthday month. Yes, honey. ThroneLiving.net. Throne, THRONE, living.net. Go get yourself a hat, the fedora. It is absolutely gorgeous, and she has them in all the colors. Oh, thank you, Colleen. All right, let me see if I can get her on. Give me 2 seconds. Well, hello, Queen. How are
Happy
you?
Friday.
Yes. How you doing?
I am blessed by the best. I can't complain.
Yes, love it, love it. Well, ladies, here she is, the amazing, fabulous Nikki. Like I said, I met her a few months ago at a mastermind event that was hosted by the CEO Chicks. And amazing event, got to meet a lot of people, not a lot of people, a lot of ladies, beautiful women. And, you know, my girls and I saw you were like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. She's tall, she's gorgeous. Like, oh my God, you know, and I was telling the ladies, like, sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how confident you are. Sometimes you can be a little bit intimidated to approach a woman like yourself.
I hate that, but I get it.
But you know what? You're fabulous. You're amazing. And, you know, I was telling them that as soon as I approached you, we just got on the topic of Airbnb, and you were just the coolest woman. Like, you were just so cool. I felt like I knew you for years, for years. So
Oh.
I appreciate that. And I'm glad that I met you.
And I'm glad that you put that. It's a little, a little fear mixed with doubt. Oh, you just kind of, you're already going into it like, what if she thinks this, or what if she says this? You're going into it with the wrong mindset, and it's like, I'm happy that you didn't allow that to stop what we're building.
Ooh, okay. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Yes, yes, I agree. Well, ladies, I want to go ahead and read her accolades because this is a powerful queen here. Nikki Burnett, better known as Nikki B, is a Chicago native currently residing on the West Coast. Mother, wife, serial entrepreneur, real estate investor, influencer, and a basketball mom. Nikki B has over 15 years of experience in real estate sales, construction, and investments. She is the CEO of Modern Luxury Real Estate, an investment firm specializing in vacation rentals found on Airbnb and VRBO, which is Verbo. There we go. Okay. Nikki B is the momager of NBA prospect Namari. Did I say that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Namari Burnett, who is a McDonald's All-American and Gold medalist. Okay. She is the brand ambassador for CEO Chicks, an entrepreneurial community designed to teach female CEOs how to dominate in their respective fields. Nikki Burnett is the epitome of hardworking, strength, and resilience. Her sacrifice for her family shows how determined she is to help her son reach his ultimate goals while pursuing her own.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Thank you. And that last part, it states that I am a mother first and foremost, right? But when we have kids, when we have families, we get lost in the sauce. And I refuse to do that. I never really found myself there, but I had been limited, when my son was younger because I had to be there, 9 times out of 10. Now, D1 scholarship, he's doing well. I don't have to be so hands-on. So now I really,
yeah,
I can really say, okay, I am going to do this, do that, and the other, because now I don't have any small kids that I have to be there 110% for.
Absolutely. And I agree. So, a lot of people don't know this, but I am a singer. And
I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was in an R&B group. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? And it was 4 Latinas who sang R&B. I grew up on R&B. Well, actually, I grew up on gospel and then R&B. I love me some R&B. What is wrong with me? R&B.
Anyway, happy hour before we get this live, Gia.
I'm sorry?
You've been to happy hour before we got on this live?
Oh, no, actually, no. I'm still juicing.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned.
Normally, I would have my wine or my cocktail, but that's me tonight.
Okay.
So, that's something that I pursued. Then I went solo, and then I had my first daughter, and then 13 months later, I had my second daughter. So I don't think it's impossible to achieve the things that you want to achieve, but it is a little bit more challenging. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Things we do have to put to the back burner, in order to cater to our children and pour into them and make sure that, they're good. But I will say that I do agree with you that sometimes while we're serving our family members, our children, our spouses, our parents, ourselves in the process. And I will tell you that the past 2 years have been critical for me to find myself. Who is Jay? Like, who is she? Like, where does she go and who is she today? You know what I mean? So anyway, so we're going to go into what you do professionally, but who is Nikki B personally? Where you're from? What do you like to do outside of your profession?
So Nikki B is a round the way girl. She is from Chicago. She's very confident. She's very tall. she knows who she is, you know? So a lot of people may mistake that for ego. And I've had people think in the past, oh, she's too much. I am me. So that means I can't be less of me based on how somebody may view me.
Right.
I am a very positive person. Like, I'm a very strong person. I'm a very fun person. And when it comes to what I like to do, I like to mind my business. I like to make money and I love to travel.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I am very huge, especially these last 5 years since I moved from Chicago. And I like to say, when you change your location, you change your life. So when you start over, you know, you're kind of reinventing you. You're kind of reinventing, you know, yourself, your future, and all of that. So I've done that quite a few times, and I'm still in that growing phase and becoming more of the woman that I want to be. And for that, um, for me, I don't do negative vibes. I don't do, you know, negative people, small-minded people. So for me, I like to stay positive. I like to stay focused on my goals and surround myself around people like you and the CEO chicks and that type of, you know, my people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to find out who our vibe, what our vibe is in our tribe. We got to find our people. So that's who I am, and that's where I'm at in my life right now.
I love it. I love it. Um, I won't go into this because this is your story, but you know, Nikki and I were talking maybe a couple of weeks back, and you know, the more I get to talk to her, the more I found we had in common um, with our personal lives and, you know, our parents and whatnot. And it was like, it's just like, wow, you know, us ladies, us women, well, everybody, but women really, really go through a lot, and we are so resilient.
We
It
are.
are beyond resilient. And I love it. And yes, sometimes we do lose ourselves in the process, but you know, it's
A
just
lot.
getting back up, you know, and having your tribe, like you mentioned. I love it. I
Yeah, it's important to surround yourself around people that you aspire to be like. And when I say be like, be your own person now.
right, right, right.
Don't come with the single white female syndrome and trying to mimic everything somebody else do. Absolutely not. It's important to be around women that you can learn from. You know, I've always admired and surrounded myself around um, business women who have families and multi-million dollar houses, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Daddy kind of did that. He was a ladies' man, and he had different women that he put me around, and I learned a lot from them at a young age. So I think it's important to build that community and get a mentor, get someone that can speak some life into you, like the CEO chicks. That's another. I mean, there's no organization that I've ever been a part of that's anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's real women, not women coming to show up to see what you got on, or to see whatever try to get some information and take it back. Something. No, no, no. It's real community. It's genuine women that want to see and help you grow.
Mm-hmm. I love
That's
that. And I can attest to that, and I'll speak a little bit about that. Is so what my last event was the mastermind event, and that was a couple months back, and
in November.
I did feel a sense of community. It was an absolute amazing event, and you know, I can only hope that you know my future JBX, you know, escape retreats are, you know, a touch of that. You know what I mean? I think it's important to pour into women. Like I said earlier, we give so much of ourselves and we lose ourselves in the process. And I know that the JB experience, when I say wellness, family, lifestyle, business, where those four components meet, I put wellness at the top because that's a priority, right? I'm a huge advocate, and you know that we spoke about that on mental health. If you are not mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically well, you're gonna remain stagnant in all aspects of your life, right? And
Absolutely.
I did see that at the event, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had an amazing time. It was very, very fulfilling. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one saying that. So, and that's where I met Nikki. So it was amazing.
Yeah.
Um, you spoke about yourself being this strong, confident woman.
Hmm.
I want to touch on this just a little bit. Do you feel like that was a huge contributing factor to your role on Bringing Up Ballers? Like, how did that all happen?
Absolutely. Let me tell you. Oh my God. So this is testimony about. It's not even about the show. It was about just when I was getting ready to give up. So we had two different groups of women that we were trying to get together to film this show, right? And it just didn't work out. It was crazy. And at that point, the second group of girls, I kind of got together and everybody just could not see eye to eye. Everybody wanted to be me. And I wasn't trying to no, seriously, I wasn't trying to come in and be the executive producer, but it was my idea. We're all in Chicago. We're all,
Okay.
oh yeah, that was all me. So we're all in Chicago. We all have kids that play basketball. That's pretty good. They were so much younger then, but we all were like bosses in our own walks of life. Everybody was an entrepreneur to some sort. So the second group of women, it just didn't go well. They were wondering why. It was just crazy. So I was basically at the point where I was like, the hell with this show. I'm done with trying to put it together. I was coming up with, let me say this for people who have aspirations to start a reality show. You need to have a good $15,000 to $20,000 if you are going to try to hire a film crew and film the pilot or the sizzle reel or whatever it is that you want to pitch to the networks. So we were almost there at the point where we had the money, but then it fell apart because it was too many personalities. And I'm so happy that those women, and all of the women I'm speaking of, were not a part of the show. Fast forward, I was doing a pop-up shop. So in 2011, I started my company, Basketball Mom. So it was like a t-shirt line, and it was something cute and comfy for the moms to wear to the games. Because, I was always coming like this to the game. I ain't coming looking like I just got out the bed. I'm going to be cute. That's just who I am. So I came up with the idea, started selling t-shirts and hoodies, and then I formed Hoop Life, that was then Hoop Legend, to incorporate the men. Long story short, I did a pop-up shop, I'll never forget, and I had this big old banner. And the banner had a bunch of ladies that we had a photo shoot, and it just looked really, aesthetically pleasing. And the guy walked up to the pop-up shop and was like, have you ever thought about doing a show? I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to do no show. I ain't interested. He was like, no, seriously. I know some people in LA. I was like, sure you do. He was like, no, seriously. I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty much done with it, but I'll give it a shot. And that journey got us picked up.
Nice.
It wasn't that easy, but from the time I met him to 9-10 months later, we were shooting the pilot. So right when I was getting ready to give up, God said, So regardless that we only had a season 1, it showed me that you never give up. And what's meant to be will be. So
it was possible.
It was possible, and we did it, on a major network. We ain't talking about some rinky-dinky network or, some stuff we filmed ourselves, like real production, like, so that was it was a very huge accomplishment for me, but I had the confidence. I had to keep going, and right when I was going to give up, boom, there you go. Lifetime. So too bad. I think if we would have went with another network, it probably would have been marketed better, and we would have probably got season 2 or 3, but it ran its course, and it taught me a lot, and if anything, it showed me that I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Listen, not to sound all churchy, I did grow up in the church, but this is like my favorite thing to say. Like, we always speak about God, does for us, and we pray to our God, but this same all-powerful, supernatural, amazing God, right? If we believe that he resides in each and every single one of us, then why don't we act like it?
Why don't we trust him? Why don't we say, okay, God,
like it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we get stuck. And then again, our surroundings, the people. Oh, you ain't gonna get no show picked up. Oh.
Absolutely. I agree. That's why it's important to have the right tribe.
Absolutely.
So what was that experience like on the show for you? Did you learn anything while being on the show?
It was ghetto. Reality TV.
Really? I was not expecting that answer.
It was very ghetto. It was very demanding. Um, Colleen, you know it was ghetto. Listen, I had to have I had to have a drink to really like calm my anxiety before I filmed because I knew it was gonna be so much drama coming my way. And I don't live life like that. Like I don't do that. I drama. I'm gonna move myself back because it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make me money. It doesn't make me happy. So why do it?
Right.
But it was demanding. So it took me. We were filmed like 9 to 12 hours a day. So that interfered in my real estate career and my basketball mom business. So some games I wasn't able to go to and do my pop-up shops because I had to film. But it was a fun experience, you know, filming with my baby and, you know, being on TV or whatever. But it was very demanding. It is a lot like acting because they tell you to do it again. And it's like, do it again. And then they'll come in and say, you know, the producers will put up a board and tell you to say something on the board or something. It's like, that's not what I'm thinking. And then the thing that really rubbed me the wrong way, they used to always ask me to talk about kids. Now I might talk about the mama and give my real point of view.
Right. What do you mean talk about the kids? Like in a negative way?
Absolutely. Oh, so such and such is in his senior year and he hasn't gotten any offers yet. What do you
Oh,
think?
oh wow.
So I'll never forget. I said, Rob, I ain't talking about nobody kids, and bet nobody talk about math.
Wow.
It was a very interesting experience that I probably wouldn't do again unless it was like Housewives of Beverly Hills and they was paying me $1 million or something.
Got it. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. You shocked me there. That was a very surprising and shocking response. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, it was amazing. You know, we're working on something else.
My, my husband hated it. My son hated it. Um, and when you're doing a first season show, they don't pay you a lot of money. So, and then the kids can't get paid for their time. So, like someone said, Kate Nelson said, that's what they think makes good TV. They want good TV.
Right.
They don't care about the future of your kid.
They want the view. Yeah.
They don't care about your business and your brand. They want to sell a show.
Yeah. And they want drama.
They want drama.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know until later, they were the same producers that produced Love and Hip Hop.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the same people. So the same mindsets, and you know, all of our kids, if not all of them, most of the kids from the show, with my son included, they are in college, D1 scholarship, doing very well. Some kids are still in high school, I believe, but we can't have a show tarnish their image and their eligibility. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture. So yeah, the show was it was interesting to say the least, but a great experience.
Thank you for sharing. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I personally have never had that type of experience. I was on one show when I was a teenager, when I was part of my girl group, and I was on a Disney Channel. So I didn't really, you know, we had our manager and whatnot. We had the adults handling everything. So I, obviously, as a teenager, I was 16. I was more focused on, and I was nervous, of course. So I was more focused on, oh my God, do I look good? You know, I don't want to mess up, you know, thinking it's a live show. And obviously, you know, you can do it as many times as you need to do it. But yeah, that was my only experience. So I don't really know much about that world. So thank you for sharing. Now, you mentioned
Yeah, you're welcome.
the show interrupted being a basketball mom, right? Being there for your son, and it also interrupted your real estate career. In your bio, you're huge in real estate. Why real estate?
It's just something that I've been doing for ever now. I got my license when I was 25 years old, and it's an industry that's always going to be around. Everyone is always going to need somewhere to live. So we invested early and bought quite a few properties in Chicago that we still have. And I'll never forget 2016, I met a client and he was looking for some properties that he could Airbnb. And I was like, so 2016 Airbnb wasn't a real big thing.
Right, right.
It was back in that day it was called HomeAway.
Oh.
So and HomeAway is now Verbo. So and HomeAway was big in your town of Orlando. So I remember we went to the All-Star game whenever it was in Orlando. My son was young, but we went to the All-Star game and we rented a house through HomeAway. So said all that to say, that's when the game pretty much changed. So I met a client and he was looking for some property that he wanted to Airbnb. And I was like, well, what is Airbnb? He told me what it was. He was like, you should really get into it. I was like, no, I'm into the flips and, we rehab because I thought I knew it all. I wasn't ready for the change that real estate was making.
Right.
So fast forward, I didn't really get into it and I just kept, the long-term tenants that I have and just making, one thing about being a landlord, you're going to make the money long-term. So you're going to build equity and then you may make a little bit more monthly to cover the mortgage and the expenses, but long-term, you're just building equity. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you make your money long-term. Well, Airbnb, you're making money monthly. So it wasn't until 2019 that one of my best friends, she said, you got to read this book about Airbnb. And I was like, wow. I read that book and I just put it into action immediately. I was like, I know real estate. I want to do something else. I don't necessarily want to sell because at that point I was in California. I said, I don't want to sell out here. Because one thing for me, when I moved from Chicago, it was all about my son, traveling with him, everything that he had to do. It was like, okay, I'm going to keep what I got, but I ain't going to start no new business. I'm not going to do that so I can stay focused. That sacrifice. Sorry if you're on this live, the sacrifice your mama has made for you, baby. But so it wasn't until I put all of that information and then here we are. I'm 4 properties in. And I can say that I'm an Airbnb guru because not only do I have properties on my own, but 9 times out of 10, I stay in the property. So I know how it works. I know the ins and outs. I know what to do, what not to do. I know how to decorate. I know the location. I know more than a lot of these people that's teaching these courses because I've done it with experience. A lot of people, they're just going off of what somebody told them or how they think it works, but I've actually, done it for myself. So,
With said, go for it.
So with that being said, this spring, Q2, I will be dropping my Airbnb course as well as my book to follow, to share everything that I've learned, to share the tricks and trades, all of the stores that I shop at, how I ball on a budget, how I make, my properties look like $1 million when I really know how to do some stuff for the low end. So I'm excited to share that because, when we met at the event, it was just crazy to me how everybody is interested in doing it. And I don't really think it could ever get oversaturated because people need somewhere to stay.
Absolutely. And that's how we got into, that's how we started our conversation at the event, is because I was under contract for my first Airbnb and unfortunately that fell through, but I'm not giving up. I'm definitely this year, that is my goal, is to have a portfolio of Airbnb. So I'm super excited about your course. I did invest in another course last year, paid $1,500 for it. It was good. It was good. There was a lot of basics, a lot of basic information that, but it's fine. If I'm helping somebody else's, especially a minority woman, if I'm helping out her business, I'm happy for it, right? Learn some nuggets, applied those nuggets to my, my first Airbnb. Unfortunately, that fell through, but that's okay. I'm not giving up. So I'm super excited about your course. And for those who are watching, make sure you follow her, so that you can be notified as to when this course is going to come out. Do you have an exact date yet or no?
Q2, April 15th. I don't feel that you can rush greatness. So I'm taking my time because the Airbnb book that I read was about probably 15 pages. I want mine to be super informative because the only reason why I was able to pick up on it because I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I want to make it clear and precise to the people who don't know real estate as much, who don't know about, how you can even get a corporate lease. You don't necessarily have to buy property.
Exactly.
So I want to be able to teach people that, it's definitely doable. And, I'm going to give all of the tricks and trades step by step.
Love it.
And it costs $1,500. I'm going to make it more affordable.
Love it. Love it. Are y'all listening to this? Make sure you go follow her. Oh my God, I'm so excited to learn more, obtain more nuggets from you, the professional, the expert. Super excited to obtain that portfolio. And like she said, she mentioned something very important. So you do not have to have a real estate license in order to work certain avenues in real estate. The reason
No.
I have my real estate license is specifically when I assist my investors, right, in wholesaling these nasty houses for them to flip for profit. Who's going to list it at the end? This girl right here. So I get twice, right? I used to project manage. I actually used to get paid 3 times. So I wholesale the home, project manage. I didn't get less than $10,000 to project manage, and then I would list the house at the end and get my commission on that as well. I took out step 2 because that was just way too stressful. Falling up contract, deadlines, this, that, they didn't put the towel right. The towel is crooked. Now they got to break everything, they got to break everything and redo it. And it was just too stressful, right? But to those who are watching, you do not have to have a real estate license to work these different avenues of real estate. There is money to be made when it comes to real estate.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. You do not need a real estate license, but you need a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can find my own properties because I know what I'm looking for. I know what areas to look in. I know what areas to stay away from. But if you're brand new and you don't have a clue, really, not really.
Absolutely.
So you have to come to us anyway.
Absolutely. 100%.
So it starts with finding, someone that's going to give you exactly what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts with a real estate agent. So no, you don't have to have a license to get into the industry, but you definitely need to work with one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And for those who are watching, those who have showed interest in obtaining your license, I'm gonna keep pushing y'all. But so tell us a little bit more about, so you have the Airbnb, you have your long-term rentals. Now, you mentioned construction.
Mm-hmm. So when I first got into the business, 2005, I was working with a few builders that were building in the south suburban areas of Chicago, like Frankfurt, Monique, and you got to surround yourself around people that you can learn from.
Right.
So my husband and I, we partnered with an architect that actually built our house. And we bought a few lots and we built houses in Naperville. And we're talking about, oh my God, so many years ago. And one of the houses, we lost a lot of money. We did tear downs. I know you know about tear downs. So we bought a house. The lot was it was a BS house.
Right.
Like 300,000 because you were buying the land.
Right.
So bought the land, put the money into the house, and we lost because it didn't sell for what we thought it would. That's kind of when the market changed. So we lost money. So we learned. So yes, I have worked with builders who I've listed and sold their homes, and we've actually built quite a few homes back then. And eventually, I'm looking to get back into that, probably in the next 3 to 5 years, where we can start doing like some small 15 house communities and stuff like that.
Love it.
So I've experienced in that. One of my favorite things that I did in Chicago is I sold luxury rentals. So what I liked about luxury rentals is that a lot of times they would have incentives for realtors to bring in a client. So I would show, 2-3 bedrooms, penthouses downtown,
Okay.
and have a commission where they would have an incentive. If you get a client to sign the lease today, you'll get $12,000 commission
Yeah.
on a lease, on a rental.
Yeah.
So I personally like that because I like the luxury of it all. I love taking pictures in the properties. I did a lot of open houses back then. So that was fun for me because it didn't feel like work and I actually enjoyed it.
Love that. Okay. I never even thought about that. Now, here they do have a similar incentive, I guess you can call it, for with rentals. Like apartment communities or property management companies will pay a real estate agent like myself a month of, rent. That equals, I'm sorry, that equals to 1 month, something like
Right.
that. Times they've even done 2 months. So it's decent money. I don't, me personally, I don't handle rentals, but a penthouse with a commission like that, yeah, absolutely, I will.
Like I said, it was fun because it was turnkey. It was quick. You
Right.
know, when you're dealing with someone that's looking to lease, they're looking to move in the next 15 to 30 days.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I would get on the email list at the different developers in Chicago, and the ones that really offer the incentives are the new construction buildings. So you got a 60-foot residential new tower going up in Chicago. They want to get them rented. So I made friends with all the leasing agents. I would get myself on their email list, and they would send me the incentive. So then when someone comes and says, "Okay, Nikki, I'm looking for a rental downtown," which was a big thing in Chicago, and I would say, "Okay, well, boom, the ties over here.
Love.
We got over here. This is 2 bedrooms, $5,000 a month." And if there's, and another thing about leasing for any new realtors, I think it's a good idea to get into the luxury.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it doesn't even have to be luxury. It could be an apartment that's $2,000, and I'm gonna tell you why. That's such a good point, and I'm learning from you right now. And thank you for that nugget. Because I also cover South Florida. Originally from South Florida, and we have the beautiful high rises, penthouses over there as well. So that's really good to know. But you just said it, a brand new real estate agent. It's good to work rentals because you're getting to know the areas. You're getting to know. What the market looks like, what type of communities are there, resale, both resale and new construction. So yeah, that's a really, really good point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And let me say this, when it comes to new realtors, because with EXP, which I will be joining the moment I get this license. Look, I got the book here. I'm getting ready to go in. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. It's so much money out here. We got to get it.
Oh my.
But
Yes. Yes.
for the for the new realtors, it is not a walk in the park. When I first got my license, I didn't have my first closing until 6 months later. 6 months later. That's a long time to wait on a commission check. Don't get me wrong. It was like a $300,000 house, so it was a decent commission, but I had went 6 months without a check.
Mm.
So if you start with the leases, I say luxury because they have more incentives,
Yeah.
especially for people in Florida, like the Brickell area, Miami. I'm learning that area, and I'm going to look at some property next week.
Mm.
So I would suggest that you kind of, get into that, get your foot wet, and then go to sales so you can have some money coming in.
Coming in. Absolutely. I 100% agree. 100% agree. I love it. Thank you so much for those nuggets.
Of
Love
course. Yeah. That's what we do.
all things real estate.
All things real estate.
Ask you this, Nikki. What motivates you, and how do you handle challenges, both personally and professionally?
What motivates me has to be my son. He's like my everything. He's my only child too. His work ethic, um, just the person that I've raised. Like when people meet him, they're like, "Oh my God, he's a great basketball player, but he's this, he's that." So that lets me know that I've really done a good job. And anything that we want to do in this life is we want to have successful, healthy, happy kids. So he's only 20 now, but I know 20, 30 years from now, I know I'm going to be able to say, "Wow, look at the man he's become." You know what I'm saying? Look at the billionaire he's become. I tell him that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's possible. Like we're
Yeah.
working now, we're doing things that I didn't know about, that I didn't do at that age. So that's probably um my biggest motivation. And then two, becoming the woman that I want to become. I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? So making a constant effort to instill discipline and be dedicated to doing the things that I say I'm going to do, that motivates me.
Love it.
Just to word to myself. If I say I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna lose weight. If I say I'm gonna get my license here, I'm gonna get my license here. If I say this year I'm gonna make $1 million, I'm gonna make it. So that was the first question. And what was the second one?
How do you handle challenges, both personally and professionally?
Um, Personally, I might curse somebody out. I might take it out on somebody close to me and, kind of, but business,
I love it.
I'm just being real. I'm just being
I
honest.
that's and I Yes, please keep it real. I love it.
Yeah, professionally. So, um, I had a, this is funny. I had a Airbnb guest yesterday tell me that I need to have a Keurig. First of all, I don't drink coffee, right? But I know that it's a necessity. It's essential to have certain things in every property, and I have it. So I got a nice little $40 coffee pot, right? This tells me I think you need to have a Keurig. I didn't even know what it was. I had to Google it. Like, what? I don't drink. So he said that I need to do that, and then I needed to have warmer blankets. So I'm telling my husband this so I can make sure that I ain't just going crazy because it's warm blankets and it's a coffee pot.
Right, right, right.
Mind you, this is at one of my properties that I only charge $200 a night for. I have properties that I charge $500 a night. So if you gave me that feedback for a more expensive property, I would say okay, because that's the type of clientele they like, this expensive coffee. So how I handle things when it comes to business, I didn't respond right away
Okay.
because my would have been, hold up, homeboy, what you
Right.
think this is?
Emotions were
This,
involved, right? You didn't want to react.
so in business, I try my best. I must say I don't allow the emotions to be a part of it
Right.
because this is money. This is different. So I took a break and I talked to my husband and I responded and I said, duly noted. Thanks for the feedback. And because I don't want to get a bad review.
Right. Right.
And he was long, he stayed for over 45 days. He has a construction company or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I made a nice check on him.
Yeah.
And this is a slow month for Airbnb. So this is one of the highest income and producing property that I have. So I couldn't allow that feedback because my emotions felt some kind of way that he talking about my $40 coffee pot. And I thought I was doing something because I could have got the $20 coffee
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah.
So it's important not to allow your emotions to interfere with the business because then now you're messing with your money.
Absolutely. And I can attest to that. I'm definitely an emotional person, and I think as you get older, or no, not as you get older, as you allow yourself to evolve, you're quicker to notice when you're about to react and then stop yourself. At least,
Absolutely.
right? But only if you allow yourself to evolve, right?
I
Um,
think it comes, I think it comes with age too.
it does, but I it comes with age, but if you allow yourself to evolve. Does that make sense?
It
Because
does.
I have
Because
family members
you can
who
be an
are,
old fool.
and they haven't allowed themselves to evolve. And they're still reacting emotionally, and they're still stumbling, and they're still stagnant. And does that make sense? Um, but yeah,
Yeah, we got a bunch of old fools
yes.
that do the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
So yes,
I know quite a few of them myself, and I have people. I've had people in my life. My mother was one of them. I learned a lot of things to do that she did, and I learned a lot of things not to do.
yeah,
A whole lot. So you got to have discernment, and you know what I'm saying. You have to evolve in order to get it. So you're right about that. It doesn't come with age. For me, it came with age, but
yeah.
then that mean I was evolving too.
Evolving. A lot of elements play into that. But no, I do agree. So with everything that you've accomplished this far, because you're about to accomplish a lot more,
Absolutely.
what would you tell your younger self? What would you tell young Nikki?
To be patient. To be patient, to allow God to do his will. I got that now because I've been doing vision boards for over a decade now. And I used to have all type of plans. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. And I never had pity parties. I never feel sorry for myself. But I remember some of the things that I wanted to do that didn't, come together. I was like, wow, like I didn't feel accomplished,
Mm,
feel like I did what I said I was going to do. But what I didn't realize is that it's God's timing.
mm.
It doesn't, and then it's about when the opportunity meets preparation. So it has to be that perfect opportunity, but then you got to be prepared for it.
Right.
So it together, hand in hand. So I would be more patient. Um, I would say that pretty much patient because I've been strong. I haven't, allowed many things to break me or to get to me. I've been dealing with a lot, from growing up. Like I didn't have a silver spoon, so I've had to overcome a lot of things and obstacles and situations, and and I'm still here.
And I don't even know all your story. I know just a little ounce of your story. And yeah, that's amazing. So,
Yeah.
with all of that being said, what is besides the course that's coming up, what does your
Mhm.
2022 look like?
Okay, so let me tell you what 2022 looks like for me. So as of next week, I am going on a social media fast. I am taking a break from social media. I'm taking a break from alcohol. I'm taking a break from shopping, hair and makeup. And I am going full force so I can finish this real estate course, so I
Love it.
can take the test. I'm also in the process of doing an e-commerce course too, so I can learn how to buy and sell on Amazon. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, in addition to getting the book written and film the course. So, in order to be all in, to give 120%, I can't do the things that I'm used to doing. I can't be traveling and being here and there and trying to commit to, all of the fun things because I have to really be disciplined and dedicated to do everything. I have a lot in store and I have 60 days to do quite a few things that I just mentioned, and I'm going to do exactly that.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
To all of the women on here, sorry, gentlemen, if you're on here, speaking to the ladies right now. To all of the women that are on here, um, what would be your personal message to them? Those who are looking to be entrepreneurs, or those who are looking to transition out of their 9 to 5, or those wanting an Airbnb portfolio, or someone who just wants to be happy, a woman that just has lost themselves and wants to find themselves, right? What would you tell them? What's your personal message to them?
I'll start there with someone, let's say a new mother, someone that just had a baby, or someone that is middle aged like us. That's crazy. We middle aged, right?
I don't want to talk about it, but okay.
But someone that's maybe coming out of divorce, someone that's maybe starting over, maybe someone that's getting their real estate license for the first time. But let me start with the women that's kind of figuring out themselves again. Do something that makes you happy. So for some people, that may be reading a book, that may be going to the spa, that may be going to get your nails done, going to get your hair done, getting a makeup appointment so you can feel pretty about yourself, so you can feel good and confident about yourself. But you gotta figure out what it is that you want for yourself. And a lot of times it starts with the person that you're looking at in the mirror. So when I'm tired and don't feel like doing nothing, I'm jet lagged, I've been traveling, I just don't have no energy, and I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see.
Mm.
That's not the Nikki B that I know. That's not the person that I'm aiming to be. So I think it starts with the woman in the mirror. I think you need to, I always say when you look good, you feel good.
Absolutely.
So take your time back. Like, do something that makes you feel good. Buy a blouse, buy some leggings. I don't know, but do whatever it is that's going to make you feel more confident. about yourself. That's going to make you feel like you matter, like you have a purpose. And then for the women that wants to start something anew, especially in real estate, don't be scared. Invest in yourself. Invest in the courses, whether it's mine or not. You know what I'm saying? Do the research. And don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to reach out to a realtor and say, hey, I'm looking for a property. I hit some realtors up today in Nashville. Hey, I'm looking for a property this spring. Can you put me on your MLS list? You have to be able to ask for help. You can't be scared. You can't think, oh, I'm not. Some people just have internal fear that they just can't do it. And I don't know where that comes from, but I've spoken to quite a few people that tell themselves they didn't talk themselves out of it before they even did it. And it's like, what's wrong? So, a lot of times it has something to do with your surroundings. And just limited belief. So you gotta lose that. Like if you really, really want it, you gotta believe that you can do it, and then you actually have to take the steps necessary to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I heard was self-care. So one of the things
Well,
that
bonus, like I said at the beginning of the live.
yeah, it's, two things that I love to do when I'm overwhelmed or stressed out is I love to go to a garden. There's a huge botanical garden here in Central Florida in Orlando, and it's huge. It's like acres and acres and acres and acres of land. There's a butterfly garden. There's this, there's that. Me, myself, and I just love to go and just walk. I love nature. I love water, ocean. I'm from South Florida, right? And another thing that I've forgotten that I like to do is actually paint. No, I'm not a Picasso, but I love to paint, and it's fun for me. I love doing that. So that's actually two things that I'm definitely going to implement more. Another thing is I get a lot of gifts in form of massages. I literally have 3 gift cards that have, one is 3 years old, maybe older, and the other 2 I just recently got, and I don't take care of myself like in that way. You know what I mean? Like, go get yourself a massage, a facial, I always get my nails done, but go get your nails done, get a pedicure. Self-care. Self-care is important. It's gonna make you feel so, 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 so good.
Self-care, and then too, you gotta have a vision. You have to know what you want to do. You're not just going to be successful if you can't figure it out. And I did a live 2 weeks ago, and people were on there saying they don't know what they want to do. What am I supposed to tell you? You don't have a clue what you want. Okay, so you got to know what you want to do, right? Whether you want to open up a daycare center, whether you want to sell hair, you want to do hair, you have to figure that part out. And then you have to invest in yourself to learn how to do it, right? Whether you're learning, a lot of people learn stuff on YouTube. The girl that does my hair, I think she's on here. She learned from YouTube.
Yeah. We all have a skill. We all have a skill.
Yeah, but you have to actually apply the skill. You can't just think that it's just going to come and be dropped in your lap. So
exactly. You have to believe in your skill. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. So ladies, we have about 5 minutes left. So before I get to the questions really quick, so I actually asked Nikki to be a part of our JV Escape event in May. So she's actually going to be one of our speakers. And those of you who have not registered yet, you're going to see this beautiful queen in person this coming May 21st and May 22nd here in Central Florida. I'm going to pin my link on the bottom. Just go to the website or register. She is going to give us all the goods. I'm glad that she didn't give us everything tonight. But
the course will be available then.
I'm sorry?
My Airbnb course will be available.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm super excited. I'm so honored that she said yes. As you all can see, she's a powerful powerhouse who knows a lot. So, day one is going to be more about business, pouring into you ladies. Business wise, it's going to be myself as well, along with 2 other speakers. And then day 2, we're going to focus solely on wellness. We have some really good stuff planned for that. So again, if you have not registered, please go to my site and purchase your tickets there. But I'm going to open up for some questions. Who has some questions for Miss Nikki? Let's see here.
I see a lot of comments.
I see a lot of comments as well. Who has some questions before we end the live? Or we could just jam.
Nova Star says, I just lack support in finances. The finances I was going to use to invest in my dreams, I was scammed out of. Okay, Nova, so that is very unfortunate. And it happens. It's no different from actually investing in a business and then you lose, you know? So what I would say is when it comes to financing, credit is key. Get your credit together. There is so many opportunities to get personal loans, business loans. The finances is always there, but it starts with credit. Their credit is king. So hopefully you can figure out, how to recoup the money that you lost. And I wouldn't suggest a loan or anything like that from a family member, but that's what the bank is for.
Absolutely.
Credit unions especially. When it comes to the support may not never come.
Yeah. Yep.
The support may not never come. And especially if you're expecting the support to come from your family and friends. That's one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make. I remember when I first got my real estate license, I kind of felt some kind of way that a good friend of mine bought a house with another realtor, but that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the lack of support, you can't wait for that. So you had, a business in mind, whatever that was, and you still feel strong about it, I say get your credit repaired if it's not already where it needs to be. And the funding is out there. It's so many, especially with Instagram. It's not hard to find companies that can help with loans, $10,000, $15,000, enough money to at least get started.
Absolutely, Nova. It's called leveraging. Sade says, do you have any siblings?
I do. So I'm the oldest, and I have 4 siblings. I have 3 brothers, and I have a sister. And the 2 brothers is from my mom, and then my dad has a daughter and another son. So I am the eldest. I am the matriarch.
Love it. How do you balance business and motherhood?
For me, it's always kind of went hand to hand. When my son was playing AAU, I was in the hallway selling shirts and hoodies and, kind of making sure that I didn't have to miss any money while I missed, his games and stuff, because the games were first and foremost.
Those.
Yeah. And then my husband and I, we work well together. So with the real estate business, we do well together. When we had an event space, for those who know me, who might be on here, we had Society Art Gallery, and that business we didn't do well together because he said that I was bossy and tell everybody to do. But real estate goes hand to hand with us because we both do it. He was more on the developer side, and when we were flipping the houses, he was like the general contractor or whatever. So it goes hand in hand for me for the last few years. But when it comes to my real estate, like selling, that's kind of my own thing. So when you merge them together, you're not kind of losing or sacrificing one for the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You worked it smart. That's super smart.
Yeah. Work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any more questions, ladies?
Somebody said, yes, I remember Society. Society were the good old days. Okay, Nova, don't give us that emoji. You see her emoji?
Yeah.
Nova, only the strong survive. So if you allow this particular situation that you were scammed out of money, if you allow it to stop you from moving forward, then you've lost. You've lost the battle before it started. So
next question. I'm so sorry. How do I know what to invest in as a college student? That's a good question.
So for college students, I think that the whole trading thing is something to get into. My son was interested in it, but his basketball career and schooling, didn't allow the appropriate time. But for a college student, I can say e-commerce, even real estate to a certain extent, but you're not necessarily, depending on how old you are, you're not really able to go out and look for property because you're at school. So I'm going to have to say trading and e-commerce would be um, a good start for a college student. Maybe even mindset.
Commerce is definitely a good option, but the Airbnb, you might want to get on Nikki's course, because I was just on Clubhouse the other day and there was a college student. She's no longer a college student. She's already graduated, but she was doing actually two. The person that I bought the course from, they both started doing Airbnb like around the campus. Like that's how they started making their money. And now
Okay.
the girl that I bought the course from has like over 30 Airbnbs. Now they're all rentals. She does not own any of those properties, but she's like super young. She's like in her early 20s with like over a portfolio of over 30, right? So I would suggest definitely follow Nikki, get on her course when it comes out, because that may be a really good option for you as well to invest in.
Yeah. And now that you said that, I thought about one of the kids that I met, who is a college or former college student. And he told me that he was Airbnb in his property, well, his dorm that he lived in.
Mm.
So definitely, it's possible. But again, with a college student, I can easily see e-commerce because it's something that you can do after you finish your homework.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I definitely want to learn more about e-commerce as well. So that's on my list for 2022. Um,
Yeah.
but ladies, we're gonna wrap it up because it's already after 9. I want to respect everyone's time. Again, we look forward to seeing you at the event this
Yeah.
coming May 21st and 22nd here in Orlando. I'm super excited. Nikki, of course, is going to be one of our speakers amongst 3 others. It's going to be a 2-day retreat style event. So I hope to see you there. Nikki, thank you so much, love. I so appreciate your time this evening, and I'm super excited to have you be part of the event.
Well, thanks again for inviting me to be a part of the event, and I look forward to going live with you again.
Yes.
So have these people experience everything live and in person in May. And
Yes.
everybody that joined, thanks for all the comments, the funny comments. My husband said, "Is that Faith Evans?"
Oh. No. Oh.
Yeah, they play too much, but I appreciate everybody taking the time to get in, and see what we're talking about and learn, because we all can learn from each other. Like they say in the Bible, you can learn from a fool, let
Right.
alone the people that have some real knowledge and most importantly, experience.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nikki, thank you so much.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.